got our parts in from HPA, we've got all our coolant lines, we've got the turbo here, as well as we have the head spacer. So the next step would be putting back those pistons that have been re-ringed. Now we're using the original pistons, and we're just going to put new original compression and oil rings on them. Now with that, because I'm still using the original pistons, you still need to use the head spacer to drop compression. Here is the HPA race rod bearing set.
Our cylinder head has been finished by our friends over at Precision Automotive. They brought the head back to our shop, they honed the cylinder walls using a ball hone, and they installed the pistons and the new race rod bearings. Now that the pistons are installed, it's time to fit the head spacer from HPA Motorsports. This lowers the compression in the combustion chamber so that we can safely boost this engine. Now it's time to get the cylinder head installed. We're cleaning the mating surfaces on the block, as well as cleaning the spacer to ensure that there's no debris when we put the cylinder head on. We also have to install the two head gaskets between the block and the spacer, and between the spacer and the head. Now we are torquing the head bolts. There's a particular order and torque spec that you have to tighten these bolts to. The turbo has just arrived in the mail, so we're just dry fitting it to make sure that we have enough room and that everything fits properly. Once it's all installed, especially once we have the shield installed, there's not going to be a lot of room here. Before we actually bolt it all together, we have a lot more work to do, so we're going to be installing the new South Bend Performance clutch.
So the head's on, we got it back from the machine shop, ported, polished, we got the chains all timed up, and we have the turbo on. Now it's just a matter of bolting things together, you could say, and making sure that everything fits correctly. We have to put the top timing covers on, and then our valve cover can go on. We're waiting for that to come back from the powder coating guy, and then we can mount the intake manifold. Turbo's in place. Actually, we're just waiting for the downpipe so that can be finished off. And then it's just a matter of fitting everything together, making a mount for the liquid cooled intercooler that's gonna sit right up here, and just tidying things up. So we got the valve cover back from powder coating. We sandblasted it and had it powder coated a sand black, so there's pieces of sand in the paint, in the powder coat, to give it kind of a little bit of a texture. And we're going to be putting it on, and then after that the downpipe has to go in and the injectors, and then the plenum can go over top.
So now we're just preparing to put the valve cover on. We're putting a little bit of silicone on the joints over here between the timing cover as well as the head. This is to ensure that there's a proper 100% seal. The downpipe has also just arrived, so we have that fitted and we're just tightening it all up.
Set in place. We have to make some mounts for that in order to get it to work with the factory intake. The injectors are in. We're going to be in a little bit we're going to be wiring in the new pigtails for the new injectors, and right now I'm going to be putting on the heat shield on the turbo, nicely polished.
And now we're just fitting the AEM electronic boost controller so that we can actually make boost once we start this thing up. This is a very nice kit. It comes with a boost controller and it comes with a digital boost gauge as well that you can install on your van. After installing the upgraded billet aluminum crack pipe, it's time to fit the intake manifold. We thought now that everything was apart, this is the perfect time to upgrade the crack pipe. We didn't want to risk having any coolant leaks after all this work was done.
there's the first start.
So with a new rebuilt motor, we gotta just take it easy. Right now we're just gonna drive it slowly just to make sure everything sounds all right. So we're in the R32 right now. We're setting up our AEM True Boost controller, and according again to fuel. So we're going to take it out. We're going to do a couple launches in boost, try between third and fourth gear, and see what the fuel's reading, what the knocks are, and see if we need to bring the boost down or bring it up. Actually, we're going to focus this morning really on seeing where we need to set the spring pressure for the turbo, about holding the boost longer, and things like that. So we're going to take it out right now, and we'll see how she runs. Fahrenheit, just above 0 Celsius, so everything's creaky and not the greatest time to drive a built car. Third gear pull.
Okay.
We've done our 2 pulls, third and fourth gear through boost. We've logged it. Now we'll bring it back to the shop, see what they look like, and make the adjustments. And we'll bring it out again in a little bit.